Venus and the Cat. A cat fell in love with a handsome young man and begged the goddess Venus to change her into a woman. Venus was very gracious about it and changed her at once into a beautiful maiden, whom the young man fell in love with at first sight and shortly afterwards married. One day Venus thought she would like to see whether the cat had changed her habits as well as her form, so she let a mouse run loose in the room where they were. Forgetting everything, the young woman had no sooner seen the mouse than up she jumped and was after it like a shot, at which the goddess was so disgusted that she changed her back into a cat. The Crow and the Swan. A crow was filled with envy on seeing the beautiful white plumage of a swan, and thought it was due to the water in which the swan constantly bathed and swam. So he left the neighbourhood of the altars, where he got his living by picking up bits of meat offered in sacrifice, and went and lived among the pools and streams. But though he bathed and washed his feathers many times a day, he didn't make them any whiter, and at last died of hunger into the bargain. You may change your habits, but not your nature. The Stag with One Eye. A stag, blind of one eye, was grazing close to the seashore, and kept his sound eye turned towards the land, so as to be able to perceive the approach of the hounds, whilst the blind eye he turned towards the sea, never suspecting that any danger would threaten him from that quarter. As it fell out, however, some sailors coasting along the shore spied him and shot an arrow at him, by which he was mortally wounded. As he lay dying, he said to himself, "Wretch that I am! I bethought to me the dangers of the land, whence none assailed me, but I feared no peril from the sea. Yet thence has come to my ruin. Misfortune often assails us from the unexpected quarter." The Fly and the Draught Mule. A fly sat in one of the shafts of a cart and said to the mule who was pulling it, "How slow are you? Do mend your pace, or I shall have to use my stinger as a goad." The mule was not in the least disturbed. "Behind me in the cart," he said, "sits my master. He holds the reins and flicks me with his whip, but him I obey. But I do not want any of your impertinence. I know when I may dawdle and when I may not."